Hi guys, this is a video to show you guys how to use AutoCrat to create individual student conference forms. So let's get started. Here's the instructions, and if you just kind of follow each one of these, it'll make it a lot easier. So first, create a folder for all of your templates to go inside. So just go to Google Drive and create a folder. And no, hello. All right, so new folder. I'm just going to label mine example forms. And then on this document, you can see that I have linked both the student template and the teacher spreadsheet template. So when you click on the link, it'll take you to this form and you just make a copy. And you'll only need to make one copy because AutoCrat will make the rest for you. And this is the copy that you will need. And I'm going to go ahead and move it into that same folder so I can find it a little bit more easily. So I'm going to move it to my example folder, whatever you just labeled your folder, which I did mine in a folder, so now I gotta find that folder. There you are. Move over there. And then the second thing you're gonna need is this template. Make a copy of this teacher's spreadsheet right here. So again, make a copy and move it into that folder. There we go. So that folder should have everything that you need. And now that you have this is where we're going to start. So you can rename this to, your last name, or you can do it to your grade level, however you want to name this folder, this file. Most important thing is don't change any of the columns. The columns I've already tagged with the parent conference form. So if we look at this example, each student is going to have one of these, and these little bracket things are called tags. So those are going to correlate to what's in the file that we're about ready to fill out in the Excel file, or not Excel, in the slides file. Nope, not that either. So those tags are going to correlate to the other spreadsheet. So make sure that you don't change any of these, but you'll see that I've changed this from last year because I wanted to match what Gloria had sent us. So it's pretty much the exact same, except for there's already pre-filled out spots, basically. And keep these tags there, so that way AutoCrat knows where to put the information. And then you'll see also down, if you see anything like this, it's just a drop-down box to make your life a little bit easier. So when you click on it, you can choose, the person in the meeting. You can choose the meeting purpose. Same as down here, mathematics. You'll see that I put, for achievement, I went ahead and put high, average, low. So when you click on it, it populates for you, which we don't want it to populate because we're going to use this as a template. And then same for the reading, grades, attendance. And then down here for behaviors, I also have put just some, strengths and areas of growth that we might need to use over and over again. You don't have to use these. You can type in your own, or you can click on one of the ones that I've pre-populated here for you. Okay. And then there's notes. And then there's this special part that I added for the branching lines as well. So yes or no, and then the intervention being provided, which you can always add your own as well. Alrighty, so that's the student template. Let's go back to the teacher template. So the first thing you need to do is enter your student names, and hopefully you have a roster. You can do that pretty quickly. And when you paste it, it's better if you don't copy you paste the values only. That way you don't change the formatting, but for this column, it won't matter. Okay, and then the grade as well. Anything that you put in here will go ahead and populate for you. So I'm just going to put third and then copy that all the way down. So you just grab that little dot and go bink and copy it all the way down. Same with the homeroom teacher. Copy down. And parent name, you would just need to copy paste this. You probably already have a list because you sent out invites. Date of conference, you can go ahead and pre-populate that as well. Oops. So if that happens, it's just because it's calculating it for you, like adding one. So if you do this, copy paste September 18th, 18th, then it'll tell the spreadsheet to not add one to it, just copy it down. Then you can copy paste your grades. These are report card grades, and number of absences, just fill that out. So I'm just going to pretend that all of them have 4 absences. I don't know. But you can see the way it populates. And I'm also going to only have 2 students. Otherwise, I'm going to have tons of files. I really don't want to have that in my... I'm just going to put the information in here so you can see what it is going to look like. All right, so my information is filled out. Now I'm going to show you how to run AutoCrat so that these will populate for you. So then you'll need to enable the extension AutoCrat. So just go to extensions. And if you don't have it here, you can just click get add-ons, get add-ons. And the add-on you're going to want is called AutoCrat. It's the only one I think Bryan ISD lets us have in here. There it is. And there it is. Mine's already installed, so you can click on it, install it, and then extensions, you're going to click on AutoCrat, and you're going to click launch. So I already have this existing job, but I'm going to go ahead and create a new job to show you how to do it. So you just name your job. So we're going to just label it parent conferences. And click next. So you can actually use a Google slide template, which is kind of cool. But you can also use the document that we had before for future reference. If you want to use a slide, it's pretty cool. So we're going to get our template from our drive because we've already created the template. Well, I created the template. You can use that one. So I'm going to click from my drive. And I'm just going to find that this one right here. So if you renamed it, I don't know. There it is. Nope, that's not it. No. I've created too many examples, and then I now can't find my stuff. Okay, here it is. So that's my template. Okay. And then I'm going to click next. So this is where those tags come into play. And we're going to click sheet 1 because that's the sheet. Well, you only have one sheet, and then we're going to let AutoCrat know that yes, there's a header row, so we don't want it to use that. And the first row of data is on row 2, which you can see right there. There's Miley's name right there. And then these are the tags that have mapped to this to my spreadsheet. So when I created this, I've labeled them the same exact name. So AutoCrat automatically links them. But if you scroll down, you happen to see one that's not matching, then you can just change it. So parent name, email. So for example, this one, date. It's like, I don't know where to get this from. Well, it's because I labeled the column date of conference instead of date. So it gets a bit confused. So you just click on the on the drop down, and then you just find where it says date of conference. It's the same thing. Just tell it, yes, that's the column I want you to match to. Attendance, again, it's a different name. It's attendance number of absences, so it just gets confused. So you just click on attendance and say, yes, this is the matching map data. Well, maps column. It's basically telling it where to go. So reading, again, RC reading, report card reading, just tell it to match to that column. RC math, science, RC Science, and Social Studies. Okay, so now you should have all your tags and your columns matched. Then we click Next. And this is kind of cool to where like you just tell it, okay, this is the file name that I want the document to be. So we can actually label it Fall Conference. And then if you input a tag here, it'll put the student's name instead of you having to go through every single file and change the title of the document. So you're just going to put do an open caret on the side, which is shift next to the M, and it's this one. Two of those, two carets, and then you just label the column you want, and you have to write it exactly. So we're going to say name because we want it to say fall conference and then the student's name. And then we're going to close that bracket, that tag, with two little closing carets. And then type of document, well, we could make it a PDF to where we could just print it and send it to the parents, but we don't want that. We want it to be a Google Doc so that way we can share it with teammates or whatever. You can actually input the link into Branching Minds and then you don't have to create a new document. And we could do a single output mode, meaning it will create all of these into one document. We don't want that. We want a document for each student. So we're going to keep it where it says multiple output and click Next. Then you're going to have to tell it, okay, where do you want all these files to go? You're going to have 20-something files, maybe more. So we're going to choose the folder where we started. So mine's called the example form, but yours, whatever you made it when we first started this video, that's the folder you want to put them in. Or put them in a different folder, it doesn't matter. So you can click here and find the folder that you want. And mine's right here. Select. And you just click on the folder. And I'm going to remove that because I already had it there. All right. Then next. We don't want to use this. Don't worry about it. Next. Yeah, we don't want to do that. Next. Share docs and emails. You could email this to each person. You can email it to your team. I don't bother doing this because some I might want to share with different people and it just kind of makes it more complicated. So I click Next. So you do want to run on a trigger. You don't have a form, but you can run on a time trigger. That means like every hour it'll update. So if you happen to change your spreadsheet, it'll update the page that you created. You must enable triggers. Yes, okay, we want to enable. Slowly. So you can tell it, I want you to update every hour, every 2 hours. I just keep it on every hour. And click Save. So there's our job, basically. Now all we have to do is click Play, theoretically. And bam, you'll start to see over here, it's going to start making new columns and it'll create links to your new files as well. So it might take a second. I think mine had 61, I don't know, something like that, names on it. And I think it took probably about 3 minutes. So don't, close the window, just let it go. And then when you're done, you just press X. So now I have my 2 students there, and then I have these columns over here. This is just the merge ID. this is the important one. So this is the actual link to the file, and you'll see that it's labeled with her name on it automatically for me. And then this is like the fancy link, so that way you're not sharing a URL, you're just sharing the title. So it's the same document, just a different name. So it's actually the name of the document. So I'm going to open one for an example. And there we go. So this is populated with her name, the grade level, the homeroom teacher, the name of the parent, the email, everything that I put in the spreadsheet is there. And then, and even the date of the conference. Keep going down here. The report card grades I put in there are there. The absence days, everything that I pre-populated is there. So now all I need to do is share this with my team, share it with whoever I want to share it with. You may or may not want to share it with the parent. You might want to just share it with your team and then share selected information with the parent. But